What's up, nail geeks, and welcome back to another potion polish video. These currently dropped this weekend, and I'm super hyped to show them all to you, as this is going to be some severe dirty enabling. So without further ado, let's dive right in. First up is Apple Cinnamon. This is described as a deep red jelly base with red to copper shimmer and hollow flakes. This is such a rich, deep, opaque color. Across the board, this entire new drop is so rich and just saturated with opacity. It's fantastic. I'm going to suggest 2 coats for Apple Cinnamon, and you are plumped up and good. These all dry down very flat. So on each of my swatches, you are seeing a glitter smoothing top coat and a glossy top coat. Not for texture, but because they were just so thirsty. Cranberry Festival is a deep purple leaning red jelly with red to orange micro flakes. Now, if you're curious, I do think Cranberry Festival and Apple Cinnamon are in the same deep red variety, but when you see them together, there is subtle differences. For example, both of their shimmers are different. I would say that they have different particle sizes. Cranberry Festival has a larger particle shimmer, and it does not have those tiny holographic flecks going throughout it. And you can see the base is purple, but it builds to a deep red, and I hope that helps. Also, 2 coats for opacity is perfect here too. Cinnamon Whiskey is a burnt orange jelly with red to orange to gold shifting shimmer. It does state in our PR information, this one, and then there's 2 others in this set, are warned that they could have some staining, so use a good base coat. Personally, Cinnamon Whiskey did not give me staining, but I did think it was worth it to mention. Now, I chose to take this one up to 3 coats. I think most are going to be just fine at 2 coats. If you have insanely wide load nails like me, you might want to do that 3rd coat to plump things up, your preference, but it is opaque on 2 coats. This will also dry down flat. So again, use a good glossy top coat or a glitter smoother, a thin coat if you prefer it like me. Pumpkin Chai is a red, orange, copper, gold shifting shimmer with holographic flakes. So this one to me is more of a somewhat burnt type of coppery orange than, say, Cinnamon Whiskey. Again, this is in the, I would almost say, same color family, but when they're right next to each other, I think it gives a pretty decent difference between them. Pumpkin Chai is also pretty opaque on the 2nd coat, but I chose to take it to 3 coats as it dries down very metallic in that flat chrome-like way. So I chose to just kind of plump it up because, again, I will always forever say I prefer my nails to have a thickness to them. Lichen Moss is a deep, mossy golden green packed with holographic flakes. So this one and then the previous 2, Cinnamon Whiskey and Pumpkin Chai, it's warned that these could stain. Lichen Moss was the only one that stained my falsies, and I know quite a few of you have messaged me that you're using the falsies that are in my Amazon list because this is what I use. So if you are using these, yes, just forewarn, the green does stain, but it wasn't anything a little bit of acetone could fix. So across the board, make sure you're using a good protective base coat of some sort. Lichen Moss is somewhat opaque on that 2nd coat, but I thought that 3rd coat plumped it up beautifully and just maximized that beautiful mossy green. Hemlock Wood is a deep blue-toned green jelly base with gold micro glitter. This is stunning, and this base color is something else. It is a true jelly type of formula, so if you wanted to stop at 2 coats and have that more bluish type of tone come out to play, you absolutely could. I chose to take it up to 3 coats because 3-coat queen here. I prefer that thicker look, but I also wanted it to be just a touch deeper. And also for demonstration purposes too, you can see the difference between the 2nd and the 3rd coat. Your preference there. If you were at 2 coats, I'm going to suggest making sure you're going in pretty even on each of your layers. That way you don't have any type of potential patchiness. But I do think it can be worn at 2 coats. But your girl prefers 3 and a good glossy top coat to plump it up and just make it so jello glassy looking. The last one is Crunchy Leaves and Fall Breezes. This is a medium blue-gray jelly base with red to orange to copper to gold shifting shimmer and blue flash reflective micro glitter. I so love when Courtney makes reflective glitter finishes. I mean, she does these shimmers so well. and so pigmented and perfect and wonderful, but these glitters are so pretty too. I was actually reorganizing my Helmers. Again, I'm trying to get everything sorted by brand. It's such a mess, but I was looking at all of my old potion polishes, and I have to say this brand is just so ridiculously talented. Crunchy Leaves is opaque at maybe 2 coats. Use the texture from your previous coat to adhere the next coat. Personally, I would strongly suggest taking this one to 3 incredibly thin coats just to plump it up and maximize all this beautiful shimmer and glitter. This will dry down very textured and gritty and thirsty. You're going to need to use a glitter smoothing top coat and a glossy top coat together. And we're going to wrap this up with the Will It Topper segment. This is where I use a black swatch stick to demonstrate if polishes have layering capabilities. Across the board, these are all incredibly pigmented. That said, I do think that you could possibly get away with using matchy match undies over each of these, or straight up over black. Swatching over black, of course, as you can see here, it's going to give you a much vampier version, but there's a touch of potential here, I will say that. So I don't really have anything super negative to say about toppering these, but I will also note these are so beautiful on their own. Personally, would I topper them? Absolutely not. These are so just perfect on their own. I don't think you're doing any of these justice, but I could definitely understand if you wanted to create something really interesting and unique. I would also suggest using that glitter smoothing top coat and a glossy top coat, though, regardless, because again, we have lots of special effect pigment working here, and you'll still have some texture even if you use an undie. So the new releases are currently available on Potion Polish's website. I will link that below for you all if you want to get a direct link to that. And I'll also link you to the Facebook group if you want to get in there and see additional swatches, information from Courtney herself, all that fun stuff. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.